Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our Global TV Deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it pick a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rub and cheat, and not first the poor. Make up what I seen to. Make a man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make a man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite part: if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the them can sell out Rasta and sell it out. I sell out Babylon. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead can sell out Rasta and sell out. I sell out Babylon. Just stop on the price. You must show and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black baby man, show and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black big man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rasta man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
Long time ago in Bethlehem, when Marlene Malahoo Fort used to be referred to as Minister Fort, now revert to the Dungo heap with 2 years on an office that should have never been created, millions spent. We've reached nowhere to nothing. A review that has broken down at stage one in front of them. We're asking the government tonight, how much was the budget to the taxpayer on the Office of the Legal and Constitutional Affairs, which is now subsumed to the Department of Justice, which should have never been created? How much money have been wasted on a sweetheart deal to keep Marlene Malahoo Fort quiet? Good evening and welcome to Global TV. Thank you for joining us. Mr. Sleeper kill me on us. I feel like I want to sleep. So till it look bad. But we're tagga along out here. Andrew Holness has made some new, fresh appointment to the junior ministers, like I support Rhoda Crawford and Carencia Morrison. Crystal Lee and Tova Hamilton, don't know. But people like the long time ago in Bethlehem minister like Chuck, Bartlett, and Chang, even Dalwymple, who's been drawn back as a junior minister. I mean, you could have thrown some to the heap. Marlene Malahoo Fort is quite a young girl with a lot of political life, but the political demise of Marlene Malahoo Fort is causing shockwave across the media as Anvar's political demise caused as well. We are here to respond to the Gleaner editorial tonight because the Gleaner editorial is of the view that it's a constitutional reset. And we are saying no to the Gleaner editorial. It is an end to the waste of 2 years of taxpayers' money by this government, keeping one of his sweethearts comfortable. So, that make we out at it. Cause we not let Andrew off of the hook with this blunder, you know. This, the Office of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, was a blunder from the start, a waste of public money. The government has caved in now and admit by action what we've been saying all along. So what we need from the government is accountability. To my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls, good evening and welcome. Thank you all for joining us. One big good evening, everybody, from me, YouTube and TikTok, those on GTV Group, those on Global TV Studios, producer Wayne Global TV, and of course, Global TV on TikTok. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Call the Gleaner there. Call the Gleaner. Big Ola Don Safa Gleaner, good evening. Uno a top class, top shelf journalist. We have to tiptoe to get up to Uno Gleaner. And you mean to say, Uno don't have a legal analysis over there to write a better article. I mean, that's not going to read an article tonight. To write a better article, Violet Watson, good evening. Thank you once again. Thank you very much for your continuous support. We don't have no legal analyst over the Gleaner to write a meaningful article. No. If you're a media host, you have to have a legal analyst there. Your legal analyst must have told you from day one, you know, the Prime Minister is going cuckoo because I can't see a reason for creating an Office of Legal and Constitutional Affairs when you have a Department for Justice. So when you come out and I say it's a constitutional reset, nothing never wrong with the Constitution. Andrew decided to create something wholly unnecessary that wasted an awful lot of public money. and we need accountability from Andrew on it. But we knew something was wrong with Patsy, didn't we? We knew something was wrong with Patsy. The way Patsy exited, 1 second. The way Patsy exited Parliament yesterday, and in the way Patsy took her oath yesterday, we knew something was wrong. But Patsy went outside and buck up in the journalists them. And the journalist said, Patsy said, keep your ears closed because it might just go down about any time.
All is not well between MP for Southwest St. Catherine Everald Warmington and his colleagues from the Jamaica Labour Party. Now, Mr. Warmington was in the chamber long before his colleagues arrived, and for the most part, he kept to himself. After he was sworn in, Mr. Warmington did not even shake the Prime Minister's hand. He went straight to the door and left the chamber. He told our cameras to stay tuned. One by one, members of Parliament take the oath of allegiance, setting the stage for robust debate in the House of Representatives. 35 government members and 28 representing the opposition. With the government having a 7-seat majority, unity and cooperation are even more important.
I extend once again my hand of partnership to the opposition parliamentarians.
Unity is strength, and we must all strive for it. However, it cannot be achieved by platitudes or just empty words. One hand can't clap. And it is important, if we want to build consensus around important topics, that there be some action, some actual tangible effort to achieve consensus. And the events that have taken place here today, I don't think augur well in that regard.
Events such as this.
No, that kind of upset me enough already. And the Gleaner will come here too, and the Marlene Malahoo Fort issue. What you ought to be asking Gleaner is asking Andrew Holness to account for how much billions of taxpayer money wasted on the sweetheart deal. Because it really was a sweetheart deal to keep Marlene in place and to keep Marlene quiet. If in the case you find out, say, you went wrong, the other big issue as well is your wife's appointment to the head of the legislature. We don't seem to be coming out of the dictatorship because the two highest political governance office in our country is held by the family. The wife of the head of the legislature, the husband as the head of the executive. A dictatorship we're in. So may I wait to see if the PNP are going to raise any further challenge to this or whatever, because quiet protest alone is not enough. This must be an active challenge to bring this to a resolution so it can trash out in front of the whole away. Because how much illicit report is yet to come. And when them illicit report come, Juliet can play the same game that she did when she played with the two report with Nigel last year. She can play that same game. And frustrate Parliament and draw the thing out in order to protect them. So we want some resolve on that issue there. We want to know where the country stand on that issue. Are we stuck with her, or we have to continue with her? But if the Prime Minister was listening to the nation and want to show the nation that you have any respect for the nation, Marlene Malahoo Fort would be a good enough and qualified enough person, docile as she is, may I add, If Marlene Malahou Fort was a qualified person for that role, if you want to show the nation that you are being transparent, you are being respectful, you lead with humility and all them something there, then give the speaker of the house to Marlene Malahou Fort. Since as you realize it was a mistake when you create Marlene Malahou Fort's ministry, now that you realize it's a mistake, there was another vacancy you could give to Marlene Malahou Fort. Give her the speaker of the chair. Or if anything, you should have relegate your wife down to lead of house business like what you take from Edmund Bartlett give Floyd Green. But to have had the family, to have had our power structure still controlled by one family, the country is not comfortable with it. Some people will grumble and not say anything, but the country is not overall comfortable with the Prime Minister and his wife as head of legislature and head of executive. We're not in a dictatorship. So we need resolution upon the matter. Gleaner, what you ought to be asking the government, how much spent on this wasted thing? All heap of money waste what we could have put in another place like education, like healthcare, and all of them something that who have been starved of resources. So we want to know how much money was spent on this, how much money we've wasted on this, because we never get nowhere with the constitutional review. Phase one, it broke down at phase one because this very government who set it up didn't want to comply. Or at least give it to Warmington to make him keep him skirt between him tail, rather than now Warmington could go berserk upon you at any time. If we couldn't just get hot pot if you hold up in front of Warmington face. Look on the dilemma and the debacle where teachers, police, and everybody are go through with pay. A million wasted on something that should have never happened. And Andrew Holness want to just tuck it away now into the Ministry of Justice and expect if we just walk away and just go on like nothing never happened. Go on like he never take us for a mug Prime Minister. Go on like he never deliberately waste our money. Question to you, Prime Minister. Was the Office of Legal and Constitutional Affairs used as money laundering between yourself, Marlene Malahou Fort, and your team in order to run your election? Because see, as election, remember, Prime Minister, you create the office 2 years before election, haven't you? And immediately after election, you subsume the office. If it was left to you, you would have scrapped it, isn't it? So my question to you tonight, was the Office of Legal and Constitutional Affairs used as a money laundering entity in order to swindle money from the public purse? That's why we want accountability on the money spent to set up this whole failed debacle. The white elephant of Andrew Holness' second term. Cornwall Regional is a white elephant of your entire government. Look on where we're going in our health scare. And so much money wasted. And you just take Marlene Malahou Fort and dump her so. Just dump her so. Like I said, nothing never happened. It's not Marlene Malahou Fort has failed Prime Minister. It's you as the executive for our organization called Jamaica has failed. You created the office, you appoint her. I don't know what experience you have to have oversight over Marlene on the issue. That was one of Andrew Holness' failure of his leadership. Waste of taxpayers' money that could have gone in a lot of other meaningful areas. And we must not accept it that them just walk away so. And we don't want to know how much of our money is wasted or was wasted into this thing. Because this thing was a massive waste of money. A terrible waste of money by this government. For us, Kevin Blake and the JCF and Manchester Police, the people them ask for police better so them business can survive, because this curfew is killing small businesses across many communities. We should be able to deploy more more up-to-date police tactics than everything we do by curfew. We cannot curfew we way and shoot we way out of things. We have to develop policing strategy where police and the community work together, where police can get to sift out the bad man them and the downgrade pan them in a more coordinated way and take them in, rather than shoot them down and create more. As soon as you shoot down one, you create a dozen more. The people them ask for better policing so they can still earn while on a claim so now police.
Yeah, man, my name is Mr. Miller. I operate a chicken and chips business plus a bar in Manchester Port right here for the last 18 years or something like that.
What's happening on the ground now in terms of the curfew, and how long have you been having to close early?
Well, yeah, like a couple months ago, the curfew lasted for like about 7 months before, and it's have a lot of impact. I try to keep the staff that I have, because if I just send them over there, impact them and stuff like that, I know it's start again now. So right away, it's because it's back to school and stuff like that. I'm feeling it more than the first time because it's back to school. So they back to school. The same dip plus the curfew and stuff like that. 6 o'clock in the evening is that's the time when people coming from work, I'll grab something to eat and stuff like that. So it have a lot of impact on the business as far as the curfew going and stuff like that. If they could give us up till like 9 o'clock, maybe just patrol the street for the next 3 hours instead of 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Yeah, that would be reasonable. That will get along because people coming from work, they're trying to grab something. By the time they come from work, they don't lock down. Taxi, everything like that. That's what I'm saying.
I don't say you're located directly beside the police station.
Exactly, right.
The last time around, they had a meeting here on your premises.
Yeah, man, right at the police station right there on my premises. Yeah, they have a meeting right there.
To address the curfew situation, and they lifted it.
Yes, sir.
So at this time, what message, if any, would you want to say to the police as well as the residents?
Well, the residents, of course, law-abiding citizen, stakeholder, business people and stuff like that. Everybody try to pull together and try to obey, the curfew law and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, like everybody else we talk, and if just a couple more hours, like maybe till 9 o'clock, if they want to see the curfew and stuff like that. But whenever curfew happen, it impact on everybody. So, what they have like the procedures, if the curfew are just, like I said, 9 o'clock would be reasonable if it's going to be a curfew.
The police, from their perspective, are saying that the people need to maintain peace. At that time, they said that if people maintain peace, then they would lift the curfew and have it lifted continuously.
Yeah, but in society, it's always been the majority, the majority of people is living in peace or something like that. That's what I said, I'm not fighting people and stuff like that. So most times it's just like, as Papa would say, to come on boy, or, get themselves in trouble and stuff like that, and follow the law and stuff like that. That's about it. But most of the people are law-abiding citizens. Course, it's a very, very peaceful town. I don't know where this thing from most of the time.
So we asked Kevin Blake and so on, to do better policing so in order not to damage the livelihood of communities and small businesses within those communities. But back to Andrew Holness and the same nepotism and cronyism that allows him to create the Office of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, which waste government and taxpayers' money, and we haven't got anywhere with anything that office was meant to do. Now, let's talk about Senate appointments. When you're appointing people to the upper chamber, the review chamber, the Senate, you appoint people based on expertise from a broad sway of society. So the upper house have a broad knowledge when it comes to reviewing what comes to them from the lower house, which is the House of Representatives. Either Andrew Holness is been stupid, or he's been very cronyistic. Because over the Senate, part for him side, he has few lawyers there already. Tom Tavares is a lawyer. Kamina Johnson Simmet is an attorney as well. And here comes Andrew bringing two of Andrew new people brought in yesterday were attorneys. Tom Tavares Finson's son, Christian, is an attorney as well. And even more troubling is the attorney of the Prime Minister's wife. You know the Rose Bennett lady? Yeah, that lady there, what they wear, the white. That is the Prime Minister's wife attorney. You remember the $8 million house, the back where Gillette did in with the land galang in? Yes, that woman there. Am I not correct about that? Somebody correct me. That lady were Holness appointed to the Senate yesterday is Juliet Lawyer. Now, if you're doing something meaningful, why are you, after having attorneys in the Senate already upon your bench, why not bring in, look for people having other expertise like on the environment or on technology or wherever? Thank you, Estina. Or somewhere broader. But how can you appoint two attorneys when you have attorneys there already? How can you appoint two attorneys to the Senate when we need broader knowledge base and broader expertise in the Senate to review the legislation will come to them from the House of Representatives? So either Andrew is very disrespectful and cronyistic, or Andrew does fool, and don't understand what the Senate appointment is about. The Senate appointment is not about friend and cronyism. The Senate appointment is making sure you have a broad expertise when it comes to reviewing legislation. These ought to be well intellectual people. Yes, lawyers tend to be intellectual, so-called. But why you need two when you have more there already, when we're in a changing world, when you can bring in somebody from the environment, something where you're lacking on badly when it comes to the environment or technology or something of the sort. But you bring in two lawyers, and them two lawyers, the Prime Minister, is based on nepotism. It's based on nepotism, those two lawyers, because the lawyer of the attorney of your wife and Tom Tavares' son were battle hard over call some other seat and never get it. I wanna have to dress him up with something. So the Prime Minister still, even though losing a majority, well, there's 8 lawyers on the government side in the Senate. That's madness. Too much of one profession. And also the Senate meant to go. The Senate meant to have people from a broad, different sector of society. Because the Senate meant to bring in expertise from various different walks of life. That's what the Senate is about. But the Senate is being used by Andrew Holness for cronyism to appoint friends. And that's not what the Senate is really about. So having so much lawyer over there, having 8 lawyer, it's too much. It's too much to have 8 of the same people from the same profession in the Senate. You need people for culture, you need people for science, you need people for technology, you need people for finance, you need people for medicine, you need people for entertainment, wherever sector of life you can draw them from. That's what the Senate is made up of professionals and expertise who understand a broad area of life that can contribute to legislation for a broad sector of society. Because sometimes MP have a skewed up brain, like, all George Wright and Vaz and Michelle Charles and them people there were not too bright, or which is not bright at all. So those in the Senate are people who have collectible sense when sit down and create law. But Andrew do everything to disrespect us. Andrew do everything for sure, say, he not going to listen to us. You notice Andrew come back and talk again about job description for MPs. When you hear saying come back and talk about the same nonsense again, Andrew come back and talk about sleep with windows and door open again. So there's nothing new. It's the same disrespect, the same talk over us. They need aside. But they have Sophia Langmore, so then Sophia Langmore is a psychiatrist, isn't she? Hmm? Then they have Sophia Langmore with that the level of expertise we really need in our legislative system, because we desperately need to have a review of our mental health and disability laws. We really need that. So Sophia couldn't state, done as she may be, I don't know how much she would contribute to putting such good legislation together. But this is something where Dr. Dawes and Dayton Campbell, as medical professional, need to be working and pushing forward, because the government, the opposition can bring bill to parliament. If this government said they want partnership and cooperate, so they should be able to make sure when the PNP bring a bill to parliament, it gets debated on and voted on. Not only that, but supported by the government so the bill can become law. If Andrew Holness claims it, he want cooperation, because we really need a mental health review. Just like how we need the domestic violence review for take all the necessary changes in place. We need a mental health or a review on our disability law, not just mental health, overall disability law. We need a review on our disability law. And the People's National Party had good plans coming for that. So I would encourage them to bring those legislative plans forward and see if Andrew Holness is willing to cooperate to put them into the law. Because we they are watching. We they are watch what Andrew Holness will be pushing back on that will be of a benefit to the people. So we need real change. But based on Andrew Holness bringing back 3 thief in the cabinet, 3 outlaw thief, bring back his wife as head of the legislature, come back still I tell you about MP job description when him moving into him 10th, 11th year. It show you say him have no respect for us. He can just talk us over. How we know say that him a go do with minimum wage? How we know that's not what him a go do with minimum wage? Just talk over we continuously. But we have to hold every word and every promise to account. Hold every word and every promise to account. Because Ministry Holness did put a plan forward to do anything progressive for Jamaicans for the next 5 years. So maybe if them need cooperation, the People's National Party will have to help them along. But we cannot wait. Whatever legislative changes the People's National Party can push while Anjo need cooperation to do certain things, I would advise them to do so, because there's certain things we just cannot wait till another 5 years for. We need changes and a lot of things now from Juliet position to all both. The only criminal will Andrew bring back in the cabinet, Dalrymple, Andrew Wheatley, what's him a call it? Bobby Montague. All those people should have never come back. Those people should have never come back in the cabinet. But such is the regime. Such is the regime when Andrew Holness are run. It's a regime of friends and family and company. Juliet Holness, attorney, prime minister. What you think the public never knows? Say a Juliet Holness attorney, or who never know now go find out? So because Juliet Holness win her case in the land debacle where then they have, that's the reward for Juliet Holness attorney. This is why it's important that we snatch one of the power base of the country out of the family hand. Because the wife attorney did a brilliant job for her, and she's been rewarded with a legislative seat, with a seat in the legislature. She's been rewarded with a seat in the legislature. We need to end the dictatorship. We need to end the dictatorship. Too much power given to this one Dege family. This only happened in a dictatorship. And then rather than put people of expertise in the upper house, them have put friends and companies and cronies, which doesn't benefit the people of Jamaica. Andrew Holness literally don't have no respect for us. He says he's going to lead with humility and integrity, but to come back with his wife as the speaker, to come back with so much thieves in the cabinet, to come back and appoint him wife attorney, We did smile says for Tam Tavares' son. Sorry. We did kind of suspect if Tam Tavares' son I go come anyway. We see that from far out. So if Delano get the seat, him I go get for Delano Senate seat. We did kind of see that from far out. That's irritating, but not as irritating, Prime Minister, as appointing your wife's attorney. And these are the nepotism and the conflict of interest that we are talking about. These are the nepotism and the conflict of interest and the family-run autocracy, Prime Minister. You're not treating the people of Jamaica like we're somebody. You don't have no respect for us. It's not just labor rights, it's not just pay tax. Some labor rights are disgruntled but are not saying anything. Independent voice and civil society have all voiced their concern on the matter. If you had any respect for the nation, if you have any respect for your wife being drugged here and there, you shouldn't bring back your wife in that position. It better you did give her another cabinet position. It better you did that. You gave her give her another cabinet position. Move favor and put her over finance. Even though it wouldn't turn well with the public, it would even look better than bring her back as the Speaker of the House. When you throw Marlene Malahou foot to the curb, who could have become Speaker of the House and is qualified as an attorney and a judge to do so. But Andrew Holness have absolutely not one bit of respect, not an ounce of respect for the Jamaica people. Andrew don't hear when we speak. Andrew listens not to our concern. It's about Andrew Holness' family, friends, and cronies. We can't make this dictatorship get broader, Jamaica. What we are looking for is better. What we are looking for is to take back some of our power as a people. We can't make Andrew Holness still a prey in tentacles, so. Juliet Holness' lawyer should never have been appointed. The Prime Minister have enough lawyer on the Senate bench already. The Prime Minister should go and find other experts to come and fill those capacity rather than bringing two more lawyers after you have so much lawyer in the Senate already, which you really don't need any lawyer in the Senate, because the lower house on both sides of the coin is filled with lawyers. Both sides of the coin on the lower house is filled with lawyers. So you don't need to have these whole bunch of law over the Senate. Have a broader consultation when it comes to the law, a broader set of expertise when it comes to the law, so you can get rounded legislation or people contributing to the legislation having knowledge of what they're contributing to. You can't pack up the Senate with so much attorneys. 2 come in yesterday. 2 for what? When you have so much there already, why you need to bring in 2 more? Especially the wife, the Prime Minister's wife attorney. This was too much up in our face, Prime Minister. We don't need no legal expertise in our country. We have more. When it comes to legal expertise, Prime Minister, we have more than enough. When it comes to legal expertise in our country, we have more than enough. Appoint people with legal knowledge to the Senate will not benefit us much when it comes to the major review body for our legislation, and to provide an intellectual injection in our legislation. Introducing more and more lawyers don't cut it. We have nothing to benefit from them because the lower house already full of them too. What we need is people from broader sway of society with knowledge and the experience to come in and contribute to the legislative process and reviewing what comes from over there. So. But no, not Andrew Holness. When it comes to Andrew Holness, this is either selling seat or keeping people quiet. I'm asking again, Prime Minister, for accountability of taxpayers' money for the Office of Legal and Constitutional Affairs. And if you cannot provide us with that transparent, detailed, Prime Minister, could it be that that ministry was used for money laundering purpose? Created 2 years before a general election, and chucked aside into the Ministry of Justice immediately after the general election. Could the Office of Legal and Constitutional Affairs be used as the Prime Minister money laundering agency? Don't know, just a ask, but and you just scrap it so, and you just dash where Marlene so. You think Delroy Chuck is going to do better than Marlene Malahou Ford has done on it, when Marlene Malahou Ford would be, during the 2 years of doing nothing, would have been, or if not, should have been working alongside Delroy Chuck, because you cannot have a constitutional review without the Department of Justice involved in it. You see how it never makes sense from the start, Prime Minister? You cannot have it without the Department of Justice being involved in it. What was the reason for the waste of money? What was the reason for 2 years of waste of money? Was it about money laundering to run or buy the election? Prime Minister, may I say ask? Me don't know. Me don't know, Prime Minister, but it don't sit well. We wonder if Malahou are going to replace Delroy Chuck after him resign. But when Delroy Chuck are going to resign, that's the question. Is Delroy Chuck planning to do out his full term like Darrell Vaz a plan to do, even though Darrell Vaz say he will be making his transition shortly? Don't know, you know. The Prime Minister said he's not ready to hand over the baton yet. The Prime Minister said he's not ready to hand over the baton yet because he still have work to do. Let's see where they all go with it. Mr. Global, is quite a disturbing thing happened in Black River today, where a brother, somebody who I know very well, chopped his brother to death. Quite a very, 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 very much disturbing scenario. Honest to God, just disturbing. And when I say disturbing, I mean disturbing. Trust me. Oh, yeah, such is life. Such is life. But on the matter of the office of the legal and constitutional affair, I wish we do not let this issue go. And I wish we do not let this issue slide. I wish we do not let this issue go. And wish we do not let this issue slide. At least as the Jamaican people, we ought to know how much money was spent on this failed office. There is Minister of State with responsibility for it. Minister of State with responsibility for what, Horace? We at least need responsibility, accountability for this 2 years and how much money was wasted. That is not the problem I'm having, Horace. My problem is when it was first created, it was created as a separate ministry. That was where the waste of money comes in. Because for that, you have a whole new building, a whole refitting a whole new building, employing a lot of staff, and all of that. What the Prime Minister has done now is what I've always advised the Prime Minister to do, just to create an arm within the Ministry of Justice that deals with the legal and constitutional affair, which would have saved us a lot of money on this whole new ministry that was created. What is happening now is the right thing. What happened for the last 2 years was a grand old waste. A grand old waste of the public purse, because setting up this whole building, retrofitting it, staffing it, and everything, you know the amount of money we wasted doing that? We waste a lot of money doing that, which could have gone to other useful place in government. So we want accountability for how much, we want to know how much that office cost us for 2 years, that the Department of Justice should have had from the start. There was absolutely no need for this. And now that the Prime Minister admit what we've been saying for all this time, the Prime Minister must tell us now how much money we've spent on this thing over the last 2 years, because it literally produced nothing, you know. This is where the other big wastage and the big show of the wastage comes in, because this office produced nothing. Zilch. This office produced nothing. We paid for an office for 2 years that produced nothing. We have to go submit Freedom Access to Information Act submission. It has produced nothing. They couldn't even get past stage 1 of the review. It's a major waste of money. And Andrew Holness must account to the taxpayer how much you have blundered on this thing. Grand old waste. And we must not let it go. And we must not let it slide, because him have 5 more years to waste public money. and we don't know if him a go waste more. We just have to keep with eye on where the public money is being spent. But, and you know, based on the appointments we've seen already, and you don't show say, sorry, and you don't show say he have any intention to lead with any form of integrity. No, Horace, why I say it's a total waste. Literally, the office hasn't produced anything. If it worked within the Ministry of Justice from the start, we probably would achieve more, because the time Marlene Malahou Ford was setting up a ministry, dealing with setting up a ministry, dealing with the constitutional review as well. I don't think she had the time to focus on what the ministry was really created to do, because she was setting up the ministry while she was doing the review also haphazard to get a legislation to Parliament in time. So if it was an arm in the Ministry of Justice, they would have had more time to focus on what they're doing, because that remit is already there already. All they have to do is set up the commission, and the commission get to work. But all that money that was diverted to that ministry, we've lost a lot on its standard. If it was in the Ministry of Justice as it is now, we would have achieved more than the standalone we had that really achieved nothing. Trust me. Maybe I know people may have different view, but given what it was set up for, and given that the constitutional review process broke down at stage one, I'm of the view that we achieved nothing. And for me, responding to the Gleaner editorial, it's an end to the waste of money, not a resetting, not a constitutional reset. It's an end to the waste of taxpayers' money. Please explain how you come to that conclusion. Because the ministry was set up to for legal and constitutional affairs for the prime purpose of reviewing the constitution to move forward with the Jamaica becoming a republic. The first segment of the review was done. They've done phase one of the review. The PNP and the JLP couldn't meet on the areas of contention when it comes to phase one of the review being signed off, and you move forward to phase two. And for me, that's why we haven't achieved anything, because the completion of even the setup of the physical office of the legal and constitutional affair has not even been completed. They were still ongoing with that. The review, in my view, that happened was very haphazard. The town hall and all of that. I think that was very haphazard. The consultation wasn't broad enough. I think overall, I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with the creation of a branch within the Ministry of Justice called the Legal and Constitutional Affairs. I have no problem with that. My problem from the very start was creating a separate ministry. And the focus of creating and setting up a separate ministry took an awful lot of time and resources from what Marlene Malahou fought. If she was doing this, as Andrew Holness should have made her then the junior minister within the office, within the Ministry of Justice, carrying out that role. She would have had more time to focus. She would have had the expertise and assistance of Delroy Chuck in order to be moving the thing forward. I really don't do panel, Horace. Sorry about that. In order to move the thing forward, I don't think she have the time to accomplish much, given you're setting up a ministry and you're going around the country doing a review at the same time, having a lot of meetings and panels and all of that, and resources here and there. I think for me, the office is fine. The execution of it was a waste of time. Just like the school bus system, brilliant idea. The execution of it, though, is messy. The execution is all messy. But globalists don't know me, I tired. Friday night, I want to go sleep a long time. I sit down and yawn. Just finna fall asleep before the show. But I don't think I'm going to come out tomorrow. I'll probably take my Saturday to chill. But certain on Sunday rather, sorry, please do join us back when we continue the conversation. Please, not that Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs is still there. No, it's not there as a ministry. It's now subsumed into the Department of Justice. So it has now like become an arm or a branch of the Ministry of Justice. The Office of Legal and Constitutional Affairs still exists, but it's no longer a department on its own. It's now a branch of the ministry. Yes, that's how it is now, because it's been subsumed. The Delroy Chuck is now running both portfolio. So the office, it's not a standalone ministry anymore. It's now the Ministry of Justice, Legal and Constitutional Affairs. So the Legal and Constitutional Affair still operates as a branch within the Ministry of Justice, which can be controlled by the state minister, while Delroy Chuck carry out the ordinary Ministry of Justice work. But that's how it's going to run. That is how it's going to run now. Anyway, everyone, thank you very much for being here tonight. Lovely to have your support as always. If you're new to the program, please give us a follow so when we go live, you will get your notification. No, Renis, me not go party, unless me go Birmingham, me not go out when me in London. I only go out when I'm in Birmingham, to be honest. Yes, Horace, sir. I don't know what's your understanding of it, but that's how. All right, explain to me in the chat how it operates. But I saw it operate now. So why you think Andrew Holness lumped the two of them together? It's not two different portfolio now. It's one portfolio, but Constitutional Affairs is a branch or an arm of the Department of Justice. I saw it operate now. And you can ask, you can do the research on it. That's how it's worked now. But anyway, my peeps, thank you very much. Give us a subscription or a follow. And please do join us back on Sunday. Have yourself an amazing weekend. And if you cannot be good, be very, very careful. Thank you very much, and good night from Global TV.
Oh, thy peace, the God of my salvation. Because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it pick a bad feeling to all wicked men. That's a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside a rub and cheat, and not press the poor. Make up what I sing to. Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite man, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out. I sell out Babylon. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead can sell out Rasta and sell out. I sell out Babylon. Yes, stop on the right. You must show and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing, man, throw and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.